Well, we have to do the newspapers, and I've been joined by Gifty and Ropaa. Gifty, good morning to you.
Hi, Roland. Good morning. How are you?
Charlie, I did good. It's been a while. I've missed you in the office. So when are you coming back?
One of these days.
Right. So which newspapers are you doing, Gifty?
Right. I have the Finder newspaper, I have the Dispatch, and I have the Ghanaian Times newspaper. I don't have a lot on the Ghanaian Times, so let me start with it. I only have the front page and the back pages. Front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper, banner headline, African single market area set to take off as Ghana inaugurates hands over Secretariat to African Union Commission. That story is on page 12, and it comes with the President Kufuor, and some, flanked by some of the officials handing over, the symbolic handing over of the keys to the Secretary General of that organization. And then health scare in Tema as central sewage system spillage worsens. Residents call for its immediate rehabilitation. That's on page 14 of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Then we have President begins 5-day tour of Central Western regions today. It's on page 13 of the newspaper. And investigate criminal activities during voter registration exercise is a story that's on page 12. Peace Council is urging the IGP to do so and to also give Ghanaians constant updates on some of these running investigations. Back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper have a picture of the yesterday's ceremony. What you have on the front page, former President Rawlings also in the picture here. Minister urges African countries to harness benefits of AFCFTA. Story by Cliff Ekufu and Yao Che. And then CWSA validates free water bills. So free water bills is in quote over there from Jifa Tete Tema, my classmate from GIJ. And I'd love to read what the first or second paragraph of this story is about the water bills. Maybe, Roland, you can help me when you have some time, with that first paragraph of that water bill story, maybe when we get to, do the discussion. And so that's it for the Ghanaian Times newspaper. I'm going to continue with the Dispatch newspaper, the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Banner headline, insults will not work. Voters are very discerning. I don't know who is saying that, but that story is on page 12 of the Dispatch newspaper. It's obviously talking about the 2020 polls. Political scientists are warning. Okay, so we don't know which political scientist is warning, but that story is on page 12. Beneath that story, you have EC not implementing Ropaa through the back door. NDC MP. Story is on page 2 of the newspaper. Comes with a picture of Inusa Fuseni, who is a member of parliament for the NDC, and Madame Jean Mensah, chairperson of the Electoral Commission. I don't know why he's saying that. But also, they have been concerned that the EC is implementing or allowing some people, Ghanaians outside the country, to register backdoor. And so I don't know how Mr. Fuseni comes in there, but he's saying something on the front page of the Daily Dispatch. That story is on page 2. And the 6 prominent Ghanaians, see page 11, who reviewed Kwame Nkrumah's working with Rawlings' book. A book is still in the news. Also, in the paper, they have a breakdown of 2020 voters registered in all 16 regions. So let me take a look at some of the pages inside. Okay, so here you have the story on the page 2. You have the story about the Electoral Commission. It says the Electoral Commission is not implementing the Representation of the People's Amendment Law Ropaa as claimed by civil society group Care for Free and Fair Elections Ghana. The ranking member of the Constitution, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee of Parliament, Mr. Inusa Fuseni, is saying that. So grab yourself a copy of the paper, try and understand his logic, see if it works for you. That story is on page 2, like I said. Well, CARE is saying that all Ghanaians or abroad should be allowed to register and to be allowed to vote. Also, new voters register, the most credible in Ghana's history. That's according to President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And Bright Akwete joins CPP flag bearership contest. Bright has been at this for a while. Well, I hope it works for him this time around. Also, some more stories in the Daily Dispatch. How Trump unmade U.S. foreign policy. Okay. By Richard Haas in Foreign Affairs magazine. And I am the pioneer of Afro-Islamic Center, Hajia Police. Okay, must be a new sensation, I don't know. The 6 prominent Ghanaians who reviewed Kwame Nkrumah's controversial book comes with a picture of Mr. Dr. Kojafa Ejan, of course, Chachi Chikata. They've all been reviewing the book. So take a look at that story and see what else we have in the, okay. I think that's about it for the Dispatch newspaper. Let me take a quick look at the back page. 2020 polls, political scientist wants insult will not work. Voters are very discerning. So the political scientist here is Dr. Ali Dusaidu of the University of Ghana. Now that story is there. Take a look. It is credited to Ghana Web, by the way. And then they have comparative analysis of the 2020 and 2016 registers. So they do some analysis, draw some conclusions from there as well. If you're interested, this is definitely your paper to go to. My final paper, though, Roland, I don't know if you want to come in with yours before I go with my final paper.
Yeah. I want you to take a sip of your tea. I hope you're drinking tea this morning.
I am.
Yeah, great. Is it tea or coffee or which one?
It's some kind of mixture.
Yeah, heba. All right, so let me do the daily graphic. Has on the front page intra-continental trade. Now Africa takes major leap. It is because we have the AFTA secretariat here, and AFTA, of course, we do know is the secretariat that we have for the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. And we're hosting the secretariat right here in Ghana. Shows how we've developed. Yesterday, I was talking about it and said, look, we've come far with how well we have developed, but we could have achieved better with ourselves. But other stories also on the front page of the daily graphic. Let's end monocracy in party politics. Can we ever? It's even just becoming insurmountable these days. I've opted out of December elections. That is Ambassador at Large, Dr. Edward Mahama. Who is it though? What more contest elections?
There's a proverb that you don't talk when there's food in your mouth.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
His mouth is full. Anyway, so we have graphic political parties deep in engagement. And then on the back page, it's all about cocoa farmers in Amenfi West incentivized to produce more, while UNICEF is also donating to health institutions in Accra. That's a good one there. Let's look at the Daily Guide newspaper. Has on the front page how Bits balls were squeezed. Rollins fires Ahoy. And it's all in that book. That book. You should read the book. It's a book, no?
Yeah.
Book no. So we have Nana opens Africa Trade Secretariat. It's also there, and we do have free food for junior high school candidates and teachers, and the Deputy Minister for Information, Pius Hajide, had been explaining the rationale for this and other related matters concerning some of the interventions that the President announced in his 15th address Sunday evening, which torture video emerges. Ochehene also fights new Drabehene. That's a caption. I'm not sure Ochehene will be too happy with this caption, but that's what it is on the front page of the Daily Guide. Let's go to the back page. It's all sports. A champion named Teda captain. We also do have other stories there on the back page of the Daily Guide. But let me take a look at the Statesman before I go back to Gifty. The Statesman has on the front page, historic push for Africa's unity. Continental free trade set in motion in Ghana by President Akufo-Addo. Up there we have Akufo-Addo begins Western Region tour today. Baumia also counts on government infrastructure projects tonight. It's a lecture taking place, or it's a talk. Yeah.
I thought it's a town hall.
Town hall meeting. All right. I think you should get out of your house and attend. We'll all be there, so.
I knew you were going to say something.
So we have Rollins drops bombshell, says Ahoy's will dump John and Jane after 2020. Yeah. All right, Gifty. What's your last?
All right, I'll wrap up with the Finder newspaper. And the Finder newspaper's big story, catalyst to boost trade. Okay, so President hands over AFCFTA, very long, a mouthful, Secretariat to the AU, catalyst to boost trade, to lift over 30 million Africans out of extreme poverty. I love the way the Finder newspaper puts this. Story is on page 8 and page 9 of the newspaper. Also, some COVID news there. COVID-19, Ghana's death toll rises to 239 with 1,847 active cases. Bear in mind, we're not testing as much, by the way. And Ashanti region now hotspot for road fatalities in Ghana. National Road Safety Authority, very disturbing development there. And Zipline delivers 30,000 COVID-19 samples loaded for efforts in combating the pandemic. And then President commends EC for successful compilation of voters register. These are the stories you see on the front page of the Finder newspaper. They do have some stories inside. Let's take a quick look at those. Ashanti region now hotspot for fatalities. That story is on page 2. And female workers to enjoy 4 months of maternity leave under next NDC government. And it comes with a picture of the running mate of the NDC, Professor Dainana Opoku Ajimam. Well, 4 months. I'm not sure. We can keep the debate going. Not sure that's enough for the advocates or people who have been calling for more time. I think they've called for about 6 months or something like that. President commends EC for successful compilation of voters register. COVID-19, First Lady supports Ghana Library Authority with thermometer guns. Zipline delivers 3,000. Those stories are all there. Let's take a look at the next page and what it says. That will be the back page of the Finder newspaper, which is my final. Comes with a very beautiful picture of yesterday's ceremony and the picture of Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, poised behind the podium, delivering his speech and then handing over the key. So they have some pictures for you from the ceremony yesterday as well. I think you can find some also on myjoyonline.com from yesterday. So Roland, that's it for me. The Ghanaian Times, Finder, and the Daily Dispatch.
Well, great. Which one is your pick? I want to take a look at the healthcare in Tema Central Sewage System spillage worsens. Residents are calling for immediate rehabilitation. Which one is your choice?
Well, why would that be your choice, though? I mean, give us a bit more insight, so perhaps we can break some perspective.
Well, if you read the story, it talks about how communities 2, 1, and 4, and 5 seem to be the most sufferers for this. And Tema was planned just like we have many other planned communities. Dansoman was planned. The Champon government at the time decided to put those estates together. We also have certain, state housing corporation estates around the country. But Gifty, if you put your mind to it, you find that after Tema was planned, we've not had a holistic effort made by the states. Not that the state should build the estate and be selling necessarily, but taking onto itself the responsibility of making sure that the underground planning is done for the land mass before they are sold to ordinary citizens, so that some of these things will be curtailed or perhaps will be taken care of. So you get to find that you may buy a piece of land or 2 plots or 3 plots in Dowenya or in Amasaman or something like that, but it is just on a bare land. Your sewer will have to be by a sock away somewhere else. And I'm sure you even have experienced that, so because once you have a property outskirts Accra, definitely. You take even East Legon and all those places, they don't have central sewer systems. You take some of the big places that we're talking about, 9 outside settlers outside Accra, and they don't have sewer systems. In other countries, now sewer is a big resource. Sewage that you get, excretors are is a big resource for them. And it's surprising that as a country, we're just allowing some of these things to go on, and it's continuing and nobody's doing anything. Now, this story in point is even premised on the fact that after we've done the existing system, we've decided not to rehabilitate or take care of it. So now it is malfunctioning. Even the properly engineered one is malfunctioning, Gifty.
Yeah, it's not, you said it's something, I've forgotten the word, it just passed through my mind, but it's not just sad, it's shameful. It's shameful that in the 21st century, we're still discussing how to manage our wastewater, how to manage our toilets, how to manage. It's shameful for a country that wants to be beyond aid, that says it wants to be beyond aid, for a country that says it's a leader in Africa or West Africa, for a country that boasts of so many firsts. I'll say it is shameful for us to not be able to even figure this out. And like you said, we have, it's like we had someone who did the work for us, the foundation. Kwame Nkrumah did the work. And if we're talking just about Tema, Kwame Nkrumah has done the work for us. It's up to us to maintain it and improve upon it. But we haven't. I think over the years, what we've seen is individuals selling lands. We've seen the TDC itself selling a lot of land, sometimes at some exorbitant prices as well. And we've not really maintained the city. Go to Community 1 and you see how turned upside down a once planned community looks like. People, small containers springing up everywhere. So I think it's just shameful, but it's not too late if we can just put our acts together. The TDC is making a lot of money. First of all, the lands, the buildings are selling. I don't think that they have to, pay any extra for the land. They should put some money into getting the sewage system, to work. And I think that the residents of Tema should actually rise up. Like I said before here on this platform, we should begin to make sanitation and climate sensitive conversation some of the one of the pillars of the agenda for this election, and insist that people do the right things. So anyway, I was born in Tema, so it breaks my heart to have this conversation. But Roland, well, my take will be the big story of the day. The AFCFTA. It's a very big, it's a mouthful, I should say. I think it's a story that a lot of people are talking about. But I don't know whether I should be optimistic, whether I should be hopeful, or whether I should just be cautiously optimistic, which I guess is where I will be. We've seen a lot of firsts. Like Ghana is the first to have this, Ghana had this, Ghana had that, Ghana had this. But at the end of the day, I don't know if we can really account for it the way that we ought to. I don't know if we can say that we have maximized the benefits of some of these firsts. And I think that this gives us a rare opportunity to actually create something. I know that President Akufo-Addo has talked about how passionate he is about African unity. We know that this is something that a lot of people in this country, a lot of people in Africa have been looking forward to, a Pan-Africa approach to doing business and to raising our economy out of the ashes. I really hope sincerely that we'll take advantage of this opportunity and that the African countries will come together. Look at what was happening between Ghana and Nigeria. It's saddening that Nigeria also just all of a sudden one day closed its borders to its neighbors, which affected not just Benin, but affected Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire and other countries. That Ghana traders, retail traders are fighting with other traders, other foreign traders. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be here at all. We should be having that conversation to lift ourselves up above the things that the EU has had over the AU. And I think this is a real opportunity. It's up to us to do whatever it is we will do with it. If we miss this opportunity, I don't know. I don't know. But great, and we should make the most of it.
And Gifty, to complement what you said with what the numbers or the stats really indicate, it will marvel you. You take Africa, we have a combined population, the whole of the continent, in excess, just in excess of 1.2 billion people. Okay? Now, that should tell you the market that we have. You take our combined GDP around 3 trillion. And that should tell you how big if we were doing things together, we would be. Yeah. If you take this population of 1.2 billion, more than half of it are made up of young people who are growing in middle class, who also are sophisticated, getting educated. And that is why we have the big multinationals. When they want to target the next market, they target Africa. Gifty, is it not surprising that you cannot just take a flight from here to Nigeria and it will cost you just $50? It won't happen. But you can take a train or a flight from the UK to France, and it may cost you, let's say, £50 or £60 or £65, depends on which budget carrier you're using.
And it's actually much easier to travel outside of Africa than it is to travel within Africa. Look, when I was going to Benin,
exactly.
The kinds of things that even with an ECOWAS passport, the kinds of things that I had to go through. I mean, at every single, when I went to Benin and Nigeria, at every single point, people are expecting you to pay bribes. And if you try not to do so, they stifle you and you feel so stuck. And I mean, I'm so sad.
Yeah, yeah, having a secretariat here is good. The point is, beyond the secretariat, do we have the governments in Africa willing to commit their resources, their policies, and then their will to make sure that the Africa agenda happens? It's a big question that when we had Nyerere and Nkrumah and the rest, all of them fighting for, they've not been able to end till date.
Yeah.
Apart from great speeches, apart from great speeches that we've had, our president has been able to have, even going directly with the French president, etc. Look, we still have not had the commitment from the leaders. It is the leaders that are going to show what it is. You take South Africa. South Africa and Nigeria, they have the same GDP, 500 billion. See the development of South Africa, the way their pattern of development, take the pattern of development of Nigeria. Sub-Saharan Africa, we have a problem.
Yeah, I think that we've become used to the colonial mindset still exists to some extent. So we expect people to do things for us. But unfortunately for us, if you take poverty alleviation, for example, you have so many NGOs, you have donor countries, big countries that were pushing in more money to us. But the problem is that you won't have those countries working out your economics for you. You won't have those countries working out your trade for you, because at the end of the day, these are, I mean, the EU countries, they are also doing business. And so they will not focus on the kind of, and we also already know that there is an economic structure worldwide that doesn't benefit the colonized countries. Most of the things, were shifted to us to the advantage of these foreign countries. So they are not coming to work it out for you. They're not coming to work out your structural economic problems for you. It's up to you to work it out. They will do business for you and they'll call you.
Yeah. Well, let's give it there. But that's where we also conclude the review right here. But we'll have more things to discuss again. We'll have a preview of the latest we have from myjoyonline.com. And you get onto the page of myjoyonline.com. The main caption is Ochehene replies Dasibre Utibuating on House of Chiefs Brouhaha. Other stories are there. Rawlings is also featured with actor and all the stories. John Dramani Mahama. Kwesi Pratt is also featured, his office was broken into. Bagel. Was it a bagel? But Gifty, thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
You too, dear. All right, so that'll be it for now. Next, we have to bring you Benedict Ozu with the latest sports headlines.